All week, we've been reading Israel's story. The census, the journey begins, the complaining starts, the rebellion, the consequences, Moses striking the rock in anger. One mistake, everything lost. Today, we're bringing it into your world. This is what it looks like when success becomes crushing, when everyone wants a piece of you, when complaints never stop, when a leader breaks under the weight. This is Matthew's story. Your story. 18 months later, Riverside is thriving. 200 people now, 70% staying clean past 1 year. Employment rate, 92%. The garden produces enough food to feed the community and stock a local food bank. The daycare serves 40 kids. Job training programs running, GED classes, financial literacy workshops. The numbers are undeniable. The transformation is real. Riverside isn't just surviving, it's flourishing. And everyone wants to know how Matthew did it. It starts with a local news segment, then a feature in a regional magazine. Then a national outlet picks it up. Within 6 months, Matthew's doing interviews. First it's podcasts, then morning shows. Then Oprah calls. He sits across from Oprah in her studio, tells Riverside's story, the addiction, the recovery, the community, the transformation. She cries. The audience cries. 20 million people watch. His phone explodes. Invitations flood in. Speaking requests. Consulting opportunities. Churches want him. Conferences want him. Foundations want to fund him. A publisher offers him a book deal. 6 figures. He writes it in 3 months, pouring out everything he's learned, everything God taught him, everything Riverside represents. The book releases, hits the New York Times bestseller list in week 1, stays there for 6 months. Foreign translations, audio rights, movie interest. Matthew becomes the face of faith-based recovery, the hero of the forgotten, the prophet of second chances. He's humble about it, always deflects, always gives God credit, always points back to the community. But the platform grows, the influence expands, the opportunities multiply, and back in Riverside, the complaints begin. It starts small, whispers, side comments. Matthew's never here anymore. He's always traveling. Must be nice, flying first class while we're still taking the bus. Then the leaders start. Marcus pulls him aside after a meeting. Why do you get to be on Oprah? Tommy has a story. Elena has a story. We all have stories. Why is it always you? Matthew tries to explain. They want to talk to the founder, the leader. That's how media works. But I always mention you guys, in passing, as background. We're not props, Matthew. We're partners. The job complaints escalate. People with full-time employment complain the pay isn't enough. We're working 40 hours a week and still barely getting by. You're making book money and we're making minimum wage. The women start complaining about cooking. We have jobs now. We're tired. Why can't we eat out sometimes? Why does everything have to be homemade? The garden's great, but we want restaurant food. The daycare becomes a flashpoint. It closes at 6 p.m. Parents are furious. How are we supposed to get our hair done? When are we supposed to run errands? 6 p.m. is too early. We need it open till 8. Matthew explains, the daycare workers have families too. They can't work 12-hour days. Then hire more workers. With what money? Your book money. The grandparents complain about their adult children. My daughter's still not responsible. She's clean, but she's lazy. You need to talk to her. The men complain about church obligations. We're working full-time, serving on Sundays, leading small groups on Wednesdays, doing the garden on Saturdays. When do we rest? You talk about Sabbath, but we never get one. Every meeting becomes a complaint session. Every conversation becomes criticism. Every decision gets questioned. Matthew's flying back from speaking engagements to handle disputes about whose turn it is to clean the church kitchen. He's writing emails to donors between counseling sessions about whose kid hit whose kid at daycare. He's sleeping 4 hours a night, skipping meals, living on coffee and adrenaline, trying to be everywhere, trying to please everyone, trying to keep the platform growing and the community functioning and the vision moving forward. He's exhausted, depleted, running on empty, but he keeps going. Because that's what leaders do. You push through. You don't complain. You don't quit. And then, one Wednesday night, everything breaks. Matthew's been up for 36 hours. Red-eye flight from a conference in Seattle. Landed at 6 a.m. Went straight to a breakfast meeting with a potential donor. Then staff meeting. Then counseling appointments. Then Wednesday recovery meeting. He's standing in front of 70 people, trying to lead, trying to encourage, trying to cast vision. A woman raises her hand. Jennifer, clean for 8 months. She stands up. I have a complaint. Matthew forces a smile. Okay, what's going on? The toilet in the women's bathroom has been broken for 3 days. I reported it. Nothing's been done. This is unacceptable. We're supposed to be a professional organization now, but we can't even fix a toilet. Something in Matthew snaps. You want to talk about the toilet? His voice rises. The toilet? I just flew back from raising $50,000 for this community. I haven't slept in a day and a half. I've got 15 people waiting to talk to me. And you want to interrupt this meeting to complain about a toilet? The room goes silent. Jennifer's face reddens. Matthew doesn't stop. Can't stop. Everything pours out. You know what? I'm tired of the complaining. I'm tired of giving everything and it never being enough. You want restaurant food? Get a better job. You want the daycare open later? Volunteer to work there. You want your kids to be more responsible? Parent them. Don't dump it on me. He's pacing now, hands shaking, voice cracking. I am one person. I can't be on Oprah and fix your toilet. I can't raise money and referee your family drama. I can't write books and hold your hand through every inconvenience. I am drowning, and all you can do is complain about a toilet? Someone in the back has their phone out. Recording. Matthew doesn't notice. You want to know why I'm on the platforms? Because I'm the one who put in the work. I'm the one who sacrificed. I'm the one who built this from nothing. You were users when I found you. I made you clean. I gave you jobs. I gave you hope. And this is the thanks I get? Complaints about toilets? Elena stands. Matthew. No, I'm done. Done. Fix your own toilet. Handle your own problems. I have a nation to reach. You people are small-time, small-minded, small. He walks out, slams the door, gets in his car, drives away. Behind him, 70 people sit in stunned silence, and someone's phone keeps recording. It's online within an hour. Twitter first, then Instagram, then TikTok, then the news picks it up. Faith leader's shocking meltdown. You were users when I found you. Best-selling author calls community small-minded in viral rant. Recovery hero exposed. Watch what he really thinks of people he claims to help. The video has 3 million views by morning, 10 million by afternoon, 20 million by evening. Matthew's phone explodes, but this time it's different. Speaking engagements canceled, interviews pulled. The publisher issues a statement. We do not condone this behavior. The comments are brutal. This is who he really is. The mask slipped. I knew it was too good to be true. He thinks he's better than the people he's supposed to be helping. Narcissist, con artist, fraud. Matthew watches it all unfold from his apartment, alone, horrified, ashamed. He watches the video over and over, sees himself raging, hears his words. You were users. Small-minded. Small. He's disgusted. Not at them, at himself. Everything he said was wrong. Even if he was exhausted, even if they were complaining, even if the pressure was crushing, he was wrong. He didn't make them clean. God did. He didn't give them hope. God did. He was just the vessel, the servant, and he acted like he owned them. Moses struck the rock in anger, took credit for what God did. Must we bring you water out of this rock? Matthew just did the same thing. On camera, in front of millions. He doesn't sleep that night. Prays, weeps, repents. Then around 3 a.m., clarity comes. He records a video. No script, no edits. Just him, sitting in his apartment, red-eyed, broken. My name is Matthew, and I owe you an apology. Actually, I owe my community an apology, and I owe God an apology. What you saw in that video was me at my worst. Exhausted, angry, prideful, wrong. Everything I said was wrong. I didn't make anyone clean. God did. I didn't build Riverside. God did. I didn't transform lives. God did. I was just there, serving, or trying to serve. But somewhere along the way, I started believing my own press, started thinking I was the hero, the savior, the reason it all worked. I'm not. I'm a man who was broken, who got clean by God's grace, who was given the privilege of serving other broken people. And I forgot that. I forgot my place. I forgot whose work this is. The people I yelled at, they're not small. They're not small-minded. They're warriors. They're survivors. They're people who fought their way out of hell and are building new lives. And they deserved better than what I gave them. I'm stepping back from all speaking engagements, all media, all platforms. I need to be home. I need to serve my community. I need to remember who I am, a servant, not a celebrity. To the people of Riverside, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I sinned against you, against God. I'm asking for your forgiveness, not demanding it. Asking. If you'll have me back, I'll be there. Fixing toilets, washing dishes, doing whatever needs doing. As a servant, not a boss. To everyone watching, don't give up on what God's doing in Riverside. Don't let my failures stop you from believing in second chances. Riverside is real. The transformation is real. God is real. I just forgot that for a minute, and I'm deeply sorry. He posts it. No publicist. No approval. Just raw confession. It goes viral too. 30 million views in 2 days. Comments flood in. This is what real repentance looks like. He owned it. Respect. America loves a comeback. This is how you do it. He's human. He failed. He admitted it. That takes courage. Within a week, interview requests start coming back. Publishers reach out. We believe in second chances. Let's do another book. About this. About failure. About recovery from success. The platform rebuilds. Slowly. Carefully. But it rebuilds. Matthew's back on morning shows. Back in magazines. The story becomes even bigger. The fall. The confession. The comeback. America loves redemption. And Matthew just gave them the ultimate redemption arc. But late one night, in his apartment, Matthew prays. And God speaks. Quietly. Clearly. Unmistakably. You're forgiven. The people forgive you. I forgive you. But you took credit for my work. You spoke in anger. You dishonored what I'm building. There's a consequence. You can lead Riverside. You can serve there. You can pastor there. But the national movement, the platform that reaches millions, the work that scales across the country, you won't lead that. You'll see it happen. You'll watch it grow. But someone else will take it there. Not you. Matthew's breath catches. But Lord, this is mercy, Matthew, not punishment. Mercy. You were drowning under that weight. I'm releasing you from it. Riverside needs you. But you don't need the world's platforms. You need me. And Riverside needs a shepherd, not a celebrity. Tears stream down Matthew's face, not from anger, from relief. God's right. He was drowning. The pressure was killing him, and the work is bigger than him. Yes, Lord. Okay, I'll stay. I'll serve. I'll shepherd. And I'll train whoever you're raising up to take this further. He sits in the silence. The weight lifts. The peace comes. The clarity settles. No one else knows this conversation happened. No one knows about the consequence. To the world, Matthew's restored. Back on platforms. Back in demand. The comeback complete. But Matthew knows. God set a boundary, drew a line, and he'll honor it. Matthew's back in Riverside full-time. The book tour finished. The interview's done. The platform's still available but used sparingly. He's saying no more than yes now. Boundaries in place. Priorities reset. Riverside's still growing. 250 people now. More coming every week. Other communities reaching out. How do we replicate this? How do we start one in our city? The vision's expanding. The movement's building. It's bigger than Riverside now. It's becoming national. Multiple cities. Multiple communities. A whole network of recovery churches built on Riverside's model. But Matthew knows he won't lead that. Can't lead that. God said no. So he needs to prepare someone who can. There's a young man, Josh, 26 years old, clean for 3 years, sharp, gifted, humble, hungry. He came through Riverside's program, got clean, got trained, started leading, started preaching. People listen when he talks, follow when he leads. Matthew's been watching him, praying about him. And one Sabbath after service, he pulls Josh aside. Can we talk? My office, just you and me. They sit. Matthew closes the door. Josh, I've been praying, watching you, listening to God. And I think you're supposed to do something bigger than Riverside. Josh looks confused. What do you mean? This model, what we've built here. It's replicable, scalable. Other cities want it. And I think you're the one to take it to them, to build a national network, to plant Riverside-style communities across the country. Josh shakes his head. That's your calling, Matthew. You're the one with the platform. I'm the one with the platform, but you're the one with the calling. There's a difference. I can stay here, lead Riverside, pastor this community. But you're built for more, and I want to train you for it. Train me? For how long? As long as it takes. A year, 2 years. However long you need, I'll teach you everything I know, everything I learned, everything I did right, everything I did wrong, all of it. So when you step out, you're ready, prepared, equipped. Josh is quiet, processing. Then, why me? Matthew smiles. Because God said so, and because I see in you what I used to be, before the platforms, before the fame, before I forgot who I was. You're hungry, humble, faithful. That's what this movement needs. Not a celebrity, a servant. Josh's eyes fill with tears. I don't know if I'm ready. You're not. That's why I'm training you, but you will be. And when you are, you'll take this further than I ever could, further than I'm allowed to. That last phrase slips out. Josh catches it. Allowed to? Matthew hesitates, then decides to tell the truth. Part of it. I made mistakes, Josh. That meltdown, that was real. That was me failing. And even though I was forgiven, even though I'm restored, there are consequences. God's given me Riverside, but He's giving you the nation. That's the consequence. That's the mercy. I get to stay. You get to go. And I'm okay with that. Because the work is bigger than me. It always was. Josh nods slowly, understanding, accepting. Okay, train me. I'm in. They shake hands. Matthew pulls him into a hug. Thank you for saying yes, for being willing, for being who God made you to be. When Josh leaves, Matthew sits at his desk, looks out the window at Riverside, the garden, the daycare, the people coming and going. His people, his community, his calling. He'll never lead a national movement, never scale Riverside to 100 cities, never stand on the biggest platforms. God said no, and He accepts it. But He'll train the one who will. He'll prepare Josh, equip him, send him, and watch from Riverside as God does something bigger than Matthew ever imagined. Moses got to the edge of the promised land, could see it, but couldn't enter. Someone else led the people in. Joshua. Matthew gets to the edge of the national movement, can see it, but won't lead it. Someone else will take it there. Josh. Same pattern, different time, same God. Moses struck the rock in anger, took credit for God's work. God forgave him, but the consequence stood. He could lead Israel to the promised land, but he couldn't enter it. He had to train Joshua, prepare him, then watch him do what Moses couldn't. Matthew melted down in anger, took credit for God's work. God forgave him, but the consequence stands. He can lead Riverside, but he can't lead the national movement. He has to train Josh, prepare him, then watch him do what Matthew can't. Different time, different method, same principle. Leaders are human. They fail. They break under pressure. They take credit they shouldn't, and there are consequences. But God doesn't waste failure. He uses it, teaches through it, builds character with it. And sometimes the consequence is the mercy, releasing you from a burden you were never meant to carry, redirecting you to the work you were meant to do. The work is bigger than any one person. Always was, always will be. And when one person can't take it further, God raises up the next one. The work continues, the movement grows, the mission advances. Because it was never about Moses. It was never about Matthew. It was always about God and what He's building. Through flawed people, broken people, people who fail and get back up and keep serving. That's the story, then and now. Tomorrow, Sunday Reflection. See you then.